Men exist on biological equality, but men are not the same. On spiritual level, the spirit and the level of the attainment of the soul is what defines a man. You should know it from now if you haven't known. This is why the destiny of a nation or a people is shaped through an individual. Prophet Moses, his place in the history of Israel cannot be denied. He is the one who shaped the history of the Jewish people today. So, as we see in different places, here I'm talking about two great Pan-Africanists from West Africa. They are Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe of Nigeria, both of whom were members of West African Student Union, an organization, a Pan-African organization that was created in London several years before independence. That was where Nnamdi Azikiwe and Kwame Nkrumah vowed to keep Africa as a united people. And they too are involved in what shape the history and sociocultural interactions between Ghanaians and Nigerians today. When you look at Ghanaians and Nigerians, even though they don't share common border, they are closer more to one another than those African countries who share border with themselves. Even Nigeria was having what they called National Congress of Nigeria and Cameroon with the Cameroonians, and we share common border from south to north. But Ghanaians are always closer with Nigerians in terms of mutual interaction. The interaction as well is also in Cameroon. There are many Nigerians, over 2-3 million Nigerians or 4 is living in Cameroon for many years. I'm talking about the close proximity, maybe because of language. It is not just the language, it's because of Kwame Nkrumah and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. They created that very history. So, individuals are spirits. Individuals can harbor the spirit of a generation. They can decide what goes on in the life of a generation. And while that very decision of what happens in a generation has been going on, maybe on national versus national, diplomatic or other relationship level, today we've grown enough that it has to be capped with a federation. And that is why we are talking about African unity. The People's Movement for African Unity is created, of which I'm the founder, to unite African people and bond them together. And when we are talking about unity, we are talking about one. The word unity comes from unit, which is one. If we are going to have a truly united Africa, it is not going to be an administrative or political decision. It's not going to be of president. It has to come from God. And because it comes from God, it has to come from one source. 2 sources doesn't make unity. 3 sources cannot make unity. Unity is one. If there is a truly African unity, it has to come from one person, from one source. The inspiration comes from one person or from one organization. Let me put it this way. Because even if somebody comes here, we will still create an organization to bring people together to work for the idea. It cannot be African unity if it is carried by 2 different persons. And this is the reason why African leaders are failing to unite Africa. Because according to the nature of human beings, their senses, their intelligence, or their energy of their mind cannot be vibrating on the same frequency at the same time. There will always be yes and no by this and that. So that aspect of human being of not agreeing on the same thing at the same time is the reason that African leaders, African presidents cannot unite Africa. It's not their job. OAU is not African unity. OAU is an organization. You have the right to pull out. The unity of black man, you can't stop yourself from being a black man. You can't go anywhere. And we have no reason to reject one another because we never do any damage to one another in history. Every problem we are seeing is as a result of what came from outside. And we can send those things away and unite ourselves. In fact, we are already united. Our unity was disintegrated. We are united by nature. We have to return back to our originality. When we are talking about African unity, it doesn't mean that African unity is an idea. It's a divine making that we have to get them back. It's our right, it's our properties, it's something that belongs to us. We need to get them back. And it's time to get it back. And it's a black mountain from all over the world, wherever they are, all of us should be involved in the unity. It's a power that will protect its people all across the world. If Africa stands today and become powerful, our people in the United States or all over the world, they will have a place to invest their resources and stay at ease. And even if they are somewhere, nobody will go and mess them up there, because we will not allow that. By then, Africa will be strong enough to protect its people all across the world. So African unity is a genuine idea that is good for us. We are no longer preaching it. I'm telling you now, it is not the duty of the president. Not because the president does not want to, but because the right time for that has not come. Now it is here. Nobody will stop a divine making. African unity is completely right to manifest. This is the time. All we need is to give it attention. Nothing happens from the air. We have to put effort. Because once God gives you a permission, the thing is that you have to work. If you work, you don't get something, it's because the permission had not come. You are only expressing the need for that very thing. Once the permission is given, you work, you will get it. So now we are going to get African unity without anybody's interruption. Nobody will stop it. Whatever anybody does, it cannot work. Government is not involved. Everybody, the president, everybody is involved under the unity. But nobody is coming in the name of his country. Because once the president and their oxymoronic senses that are contradicting each other comes inside, then the same thing will begin. So everybody coming has to work according to the idea that is given. Then the unity will stand. Then after the unity stands as federal government of Africa, that's when the intellectual management of the federal government will now step in. Anybody can come with his opinion regarding how to manage the unity. But regarding how to create the unity, it cannot be done by two people. If you come with two people, then it's not a unity. So let's get the sense of what unity means. I'm happy we've grown enough in knowledge to understand things quickly when it is spoken. And I advise you to visit our website, pmau.org, and see what we put in place. And please, with immediate effect, get yourself involved in the area of employment. I thank you very much.